All right, today we're going to work on a take and make Halloween teardrop that we're going to be offering a little bit later in the season after we open up. But this is our finished product at this point. So I'm going to just slip this off over the door and put it down. And this is where we start with a banged up, smashed up teardrop base. So the first thing we have to do is sort of fluff it out because it's been smushed and contorted. So we need to give it a little fluff in here if possible. They come in all smashed up in boxes, so that's our first step, is to just sort of fluff them out so we can use it a lot easier and it will look a lot better. This is our 36-inch Belgium teardrop that we're using today. It's a nice size for a door. So this is where we're going to start. We're just going to sort of see if we can sort of part this down the middle, because we're going to lay our product inside this little trough that we're going to make, and it makes it a lot easier if the little branches will stay. We'll be in good shape. So, our first product is these little curly spirals. We're going to put one up here at the top. We can sort of measure this top deal. We'll just put it a few inches above the top, and we're going to secure it. Just wrap 2 branches around it, because we're going to be adding in some other products, so we're not going to put it real secure at this point. We're going to put another about there at the bottom of the teardrop. So at this point, we're going to add a couple of these other little curls. We're going to try to stick those at an angle at the top. And then we're going to take a couple of the greeneries and twist it real good in there so they will stay. We can sort of bend that if we need to. While we're at it, we might as well go ahead and add another one to the other side. Like this. There again, take 2 of the branches and just twist it. Try to get at least a couple of twists per stem. There we go. That way it'll make it nice and secure. We can sort of fluff these out a little bit. These curls, we can sort of manage them and sort of make them a little bit more visible. Our next product that we're going to put in is our hat. You notice this is one of our new items this year. And we have attached a greening pin to the back of this. So we're just going to run a piece of wire through the middle, and we're going to just sort of wrap it a couple of times so it will stay on the wire. And we're going to put this fairly high in our teardrop because we have other product that goes underneath it. So we want this hat to stand out and stand up a little bit. And just wrap it around the back of the teardrop and then twist it real tight. It could be at a slant, it could be straight up, but it's sort of cute like at a slant like that. And then our next product is these little witch legs. So we're going to put them down here, the lower end of our teardrop. And we're just going to take a couple of these, and if you'll notice, we can just wrap this around the center of those legs and secure it by twisting a couple of those green spirals around there. We can just sort of do our curls on this around there so it'll make it nice and visible. Our next product, we have this little trick-or-treat sign. And here again, we've attached a greening pin to the back of it so it makes it easier to run a wire through it. About halfway through the wire and just sort of twist it so it'll get a good hold on it. See if that goes up there. And we'll put this sign right underneath the hat, in between the hat and the legs. Okay. There again, it goes all the way back to the back of the teardrop. And it can be, we can sort of maneuver that as we need to. And we're going to sort of take these twigs, the green twigs from the teardrop and just sort of fluff them out a little bit. Sort of cover up any wire or stems that we have going on here. So this is a good start. We might put that over there because we don't want to hide our trick-or-treat sign. Okay. Now we're doing our ribbon a little bit different on this one. If you noticed on the original deal, we had some ribbon here, here, and here, and a lot of times we just have some ribbon here at the base and then just one big bow up here, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time. So we're going to start out. We've got 3 different ribbons here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our first ribbon and make one loop and a little short tail like that. And then we're going to take our next ribbon, maybe not quite halfway through. We're going to take it and just pinch it. We're not going to make a loop or anything because this ribbon will curl on its own. So we're just going to make that like that. And then we're going to take our third ribbon and do the same thing, scrunch it up. It's almost in the half. We'll take a piece of wire, skewer a ribbon, a couple of rounds, and then we're going to put this one down here at the base of our teardrop. Sort of twist the wire in. If you have some wire cutters, if the wire is a little bit too long, you can always clip it. but make sure that the wire is sort of poked back into the greenery so it won't scratch a door or the glass. And there we have that bottom part. We're going to take the same, these are half of a yard cuts of the ribbon. And seem to have missed one of my ribbons. Oh, there it is. It flew out. We're going to do the same thing for this piece of ribbon here. We're going to do the same thing as we did there. So just make your take your first ribbon, make a loop. We're going to do about halfway on this second ribbon, scrunch it. Same way with this third ribbon. Then take a piece of wire, tight, a couple of twists, and then we're going to put this on the upper part to the side of the sign, like such. And then take the wire all the way back to the back, give it a couple of twists, and then push it back into the greenery. Sort of fluff those ribbons as we need them. Then for our third ribbon, we're using a yard, and we're just going to take, what I normally do is I'll just take the piece of the yard of a ribbon, fold it in half, and then scrunch it up. And then I will make one loop. We're just going to do a couple of loops, I guess, like such. Then we're going to take our next ribbon, since we're just doing a yard, we're going to just have one loop at the top and then two tails. You might have to twist. This is a nice heavy wire ribbon that's been wired, and you can see that it's very flexible. It can curl up very nicely. So we're going to take our next ribbon and sort of maybe 10 inches. Have a little tail. We're going to make one loop at the top. And it's all right if you have one tail shorter than the other, it's fine. So we're going to take a piece of wire again. Halfway in the wire, we're going to make it tight. Twist it a couple of times, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put it to the side, but we need to take the piece of wire all the way back to the middle of the teardrop and then all the way back to the back. Twist. way. Then we have two more of these curls that we're going to add to it. We're going to sort of fluff them up a little bit, give them some depth here. And then we're going to take it and insert it right below our ribbon all the way into the teardrop. And then we're going to take a piece of the green wreath and wrap it around the stem to secure it. Now, if you have a glue pot or hot glue gun, where you can always glue the top of the stem, the bottom of the stem rather, and then poke it up there, but still go ahead and wrap it around there because it'll make it just that much more secure. We're going to take another one, fluff it out a little bit, give it some depth, and then we're going to put this one below our ribbon, offset this just a little bit so it's going to be completely even, and then take our green stem, wrap it around there. Our last product are these black and white striped balls. We're going to put one up here at the top. There again, just poke it in there, take a piece of greenery and wrap it around there to secure it. The second one, we're going to put down here where we put our last curl. Take a piece of greenery, wrap it around there. Then if you need to adjust any of the greener stems, bring these out a little bit so that can be more visible. You can do that. And this is our finished product.